We're live.
Howdy, howdy, this is Clara Lawrence. Okay, so we got a project we're working on today. We're going to mess around with alcohol ink and stencils. I've done some textures in the past where we've played a lot with like either saran wrap or items and things like that, and sometimes alcohol ink will leave textures when it's dry. So the tricky part about stencils is because it's flat in plastic, and how is it going to react to it? So sometimes the only way to find out is to do a little experiment. So we're going to check that out. Let me see who is in, if anybody's in the chat yet. And everybody's out for lunch.
Oh, there they go.
Uh-oh, there's Janice. She hopped in and said, hello, Claire and Mikey. Hello,
Hey, Janice.
Diana. Hello, hello. All right, so I've got two pieces in the dust-free zone that are dry and ready to go. And no, I didn't peel them, Janice. I know it would drive you nuts and all that, but I held back. So one cool thing I want to share with you is I flooded a couple of the boards as I found out that Janice and Julie are calling them Claire boards.
Hey, Christy. I said, hey, Christy.
Oh, is there more people who have come in? Hi, Christy. Hey, Teresa. Anyway, what I was saying is a delight thing I found out about is usually when setting up textures and things with alcohol ink, you put them off to the side. It takes a while to have the alcohol ink evaporate if it's trapped under something, like under cups and things like that. Sometimes it could even take a couple of days, depending on what it was. The saran wrap, I did it on a large board and I left it in the studio, and it took a couple days for that stuff to dry completely before we peeled it up. So I was hoping that I could put it outside and see what would happen. Partly curiosity and partly because I procrastinate. But I was happy to say probably within a couple hours. So we're going to push that a little bit. And I'm going to do this board, and then I'm going to send Mikey downstairs and go put it out in the sun while we do the rest of the live and see if it's dried by the time we're done with the live. I don't know. It may work. It may not. I don't know. We're going to have a live experiment. Sometimes you just don't know until you try. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. You want to put it overhead? We have Mikey in the background, my son, helping us out. And by the way, if we are going in and out of lives, is because he is working on some system and he's going to make an uber super duper live for me.
You're going to see all sorts of cool bells and whistles soon.
Yep. He's playing, you know, computer scientist that he is. Any opportunity to play with programming and stuff, he is all over it. So that OBS system or StreamYard and all the features and Steam Deck and all that stuff. So the DaVinci boards is actually a cradle board, and this particular one, they've got several different types. But this one, I think it's called Ultra Smooth, is pre-coated with gesso, and it is, they named it right, it is Ultra Smooth. I use these boards for alcohol inks and resin and all kinds of things. It's great. I just unwrap it, throw it down, and just start throwing colors at it. And that's how I work. Now, if you wanted something that's a little bit more professional looking, they do offer some that are thicker on the sides. So, okay. I guess we are going to get going. Hi, Linda. Welcome. Welcome, welcome.
I would like to add something, though.
You're going to add something?
Yes.
What?
Sorry about the fake live notification yesterday. That was me messing with that OBS software, and it went live, and I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, he had a mini panic around the house. He's like, what are you going to do? And so I threw up a short and was like, that's okay. Mikey's playing.
Sorry about that.
All right. So I've got a bunch of pinata colors that I'm going to throw at this board and then put a stencil on top. And this is a stencil I got to do some shirts for my mom. Because I hope you can see that okay. But it's a really cool butterfly stencil, and I like the little filigree. It's almost kind of reminds me of, oh, now I can't even think about it. The henna tattoos that you can get like when you're at Renaissance Festival. Well, that's where I get them out of the Renaissance Festival. I know it's an Indian culture kind of thing. But I love the designs. They're really, really cool. All right. So I'm mainly playing with Pinata alcohol inks right now. And I'm throwing down some opal because I can't think of a reason why not. And then what is this? Tangerine. I've got some yellow. So we're going to do a lot of warm tones. And then I do have some blue. So this is the Sun Bright Yellow, I believe. Okay, this is going to be really bright. Is this the same one? Yes. I'm adding more tangerine. Don't laugh at me.
It looks good.
You know what? I'm going to change it up. I'm going to do chili pepper. Get a little bit of a darker red in here.
You know, my favorite part in all of this is actually you just applying the color like this. I think it looks cool. It's like a flash of color. Yep.
I don't know if that's going to be pretty, but we'll see. Okay. So I'm just going to use the blow dryer just to kind of get the colors to spread all over. This is going to have a rainbowy kind of look to it, for sure. Okay. And then I'm just going to lay this in kind of like a decal where it goes from one edge. This happens to be a 12x16 board, and it happens to be a 12x16 stencil. It's like I planned it or something, which I didn't. The only thing I plan is my colors. Okay, and then let's see. I'm gonna throw some gold in here. Oh yeah, you could use that with foils. So I'm gonna go and just drop some gold in around the edges here. You can see I'm being real super precise. Not. Sometimes that makes it interesting. Right down the middle. Since I want to.
And you ruined it.
Hush. A little bit on the tips of the thing. Tips of the thing. The thing. Technical term. Put it right there and right there. Just on the little curly cues. Okay, I'm getting carried away. But it's fun. This reminds me a lot of watercolor. How you put a drop of color where you've already added some water to the paper. And then it just moves and blends with the color that's next to it. That always reminds me of magic, you know? Okay. Trying to be symmetrical. It's not working that way. Now, I did find that this seemed to want to dry quickly just in the studio. Like, for example, where it starts to get white in here, that area. So those little middle areas of the cutouts, if they were large enough, it would dry up really fast. All right, dude. You ready? Mm-hmm. Okay. So, that's what it is right now. I haven't handed it off to you yet. I am showing it off. Okay, now I do the handoff. You may have the board.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Hey, you're welcome. All right, let me go grab the board that is already dry. And we will do some unveiling. Oh, that sounds terrible. Alright. So I got these cool little stencils that I was thinking about using them as like background textures, like for a really large piece and doing some medallion type looks to them. So that's why I've got the stash already. But it came in a cool pack. And there's some like, I think maybe like 8 of them in here. And they're all really, really interesting. So I'll put the links down in the description if you guys are interested in these. And they're exactly 12 inches too. All right. So this one I did a lot of cool colors on. And you can see here, I just kind of ran some gold over it, or brass. And then hit the points of it with some brass in just a couple of different areas there. All right. Let me try and do this. I'm trying to look up above. Okay, here we go. We're going to peel off the first one. Here's your ASMR. Ooh, okay. That looks really cool. Oh, damn. Okay. This has a lot of potential. And I kind of like how, like, this was up the edge of the stencil and how it gave a gradual look to the piece. But it almost looks like antique tiles. You know, something that's been weathered. And how this looks in the middle. I love that. Oh my goodness. I may have to play with this more. Definitely. Okay. There's that one. Alright. It has great ASMR. You ready? Okay. Here's number 2. So this is the second design. And I did a little bit of brass in the middle of it. And then followed the exterior lines here. Hopefully I'm on camera. I'm trying. It's just right at eye length. Okay. What are you doing?
Moving it a little bit. There.
Okay. Well, we're about to do the peel, so shh. Those of you who like ASMR, you're welcome. Ooh, that's fun too. Okay, I'm digging this. Okay, I got done with this really fast. I don't think it's going to be dry this fast. But even the brass, okay, I'm taking the phone. I can't do this with the phone up here. I can't see what I'm pointing on. Ah, there we go. That's much easier. Isn't that pretty? I'm digging this. So I love how the brass did around here. And even though the brass slipped underneath the stencil, it still kept the shape. And there is a bit of a texture too. So you could go and create something like this and even put a coat of resin and then continue to play with the outlines and build up of all kinds of things in here. Okay. Put a coat of resin. Put the stencil down again. See if you can get it in the same spot and just rotate it. Oh, yo. Okay. Of course, the complexity on that just upped. But, I mean... So, oh yeah, I forgot. I put a little dot there and a little dot there. And some of the areas it's really prevalent and some of them it's not. But that turned out cool. All right. Yeah, I don't think we're going to have a second dry one.
Oh, man.
That's all right.
Something to look forward to in next live.
It is. That was so stinking easy. So even this area here, this is just how the alcohol was evaporating, but it naturally created almost the scallop connecting the lines up. It looks intentional, but it was flat in this area. That looks so cool. I wonder what this would look like in like brown tones with a little bit of hint of color. Oh, heck with it. Hang on. We're gonna have to find out. Because I really want to know. All right. All right. I did have one on hand, just in case. Now to pick one. That may be the hard part. Ooh, I like this one already, I think. Yep, we're going for that one. All right, I'm gonna grab, let's see. What do you think, browns and like a teal color, or should we do reds with browns? Yeah, kind of like an old Italy thing. Yeah, exactly. All right, let me get this. Center it up a little bit better there. Okay, let me do, I've got a little bit of an aqua and I have a teal. I'm going to grab some of my alcohol. I kind of don't want to do the alcohol dyes this time. I'm going to grab some of my Rangers because I got a bunch of them. Hey.
Definitely not dry.
Definitely not dry?
Nope.
Bummer. Well, at least we know. Let's see. Where did my browns go? Where's that brown? Okay, Burrow Brown and Havana Brown. Okay, we'll do that. I'll take that because it's a little red. Okay. Same thing, gonna flood the board. Ooh, copper. Ha ha ha. Alright, I like how your mind thinks. We have a Mike in here and his name is Dances with Aardvarks.
Aardvarks?
Yes, it's awesome. Well, Cerulean Blue, of course you would pick teal. That's their name, Cerulean Blue. Okay. So if you guys didn't know it, the little tips here, I keep these things open while I'm working on a piece. And because the tips are so tiny, I don't have any trouble with colors evaporating. So I wouldn't, what I'm saying is I see a lot of people like applying a color, covering it up, you know, closing it up, applying a color, closing it up. And I don't think you have to rush. That's what I'm getting at. All right, I'm just going to do a couple drops of teal because it is strong. But since he brought up copper, oh, where's my copper? Here we are. Why not? Come out. Okay. I'm going to blow this around a little bit. Okay, my copper did not move. Let's see what I can do here. Just to encourage it to move a little bit so it doesn't get stuck in one area. Get out of the butter! Okay. All right. Ooh. Okay, I'm excited. Let's see. So this is really full with ink right there. So it's probably going to blend that copper a little bit more. I'm just going to hit the points. I'm doing things that make sense to me. You do you, I do me. Okay, I think that'll work. Just in a couple areas. I'm going to accent the copper, of course, in the middle because it's fun. And then I'll do right here. Oops. So the tricky part is that when you put it outside to go dry, is think about if you got pets. We do have a cat, so we try to put it on like a little table area to kind of discourage it from jumping up, but you know, nothing is foolproof with a kitty cat. Drip. There we go. And I think that'll work. Ooh, that's already looking pretty. Woo! Hey, Dish! And hello, Cerulean Blue. I didn't officially say that. Okay, I am going to bring you in for a close-up, but we're going to have to continue this one tomorrow. You going to go check and see if it's dry?
Yeah.
Awesome. And by checking, that means he's doing a mad dash downstairs, going outside. Those colors are going to look pretty. They're going to look very subtle. Have a bold area. But I think that's going to look real pretty. Are you seeing how this is kind of going to get a little washed? You're going to get some hints of the blue. So that's what I'm liking there. And here's a tip. If you want a color, but you don't want the intensity, you can go ahead and like use one of these little bottles here. Fill it up about, you know, if you want to drop down the intensity by a half, you fill it up with a half of the 91% alcohol and then fill up the rest of it with your color if you want it even more diluted. So that's how you can do it. So your planned colors. Is it dry?
I need professional look.
You need a professional look? Oh my goodness. Okay. All right, hang on. Let me get these colors off the tray. And I'm going to hand you this to put in the drying rack. Yeah, it's still moving.
No.
Yeah, it's not. Well, we know. Sorry if I moved you fast. So it does look like the areas inside. Let's see if I can get an angle. Are dry or mostly dry. There's some accumulation of a lot of color right in there. Normally, I would let that dry for a couple hours if it was an art project. But if you push down, you can see some movement under the stencil right there. So that means that color is definitely still liquid. So, all right. So we know it doesn't do it in 30 minutes or however long we've been going, 24 minutes. So at least in a couple hours, we know it'll be dry. All right. So I'll have these guys to show you tomorrow. And y'all want me to wait to unveil it tomorrow? So y'all can get the full ASMR. Yep. It did offer a really nice peel. Hi, Linda. I can do that. I'm going to wait till tomorrow to unveil the stencil and stuff. Because I'm really excited about the brown and blue one. Where's the hairdryer? Yeah, but I can't put the hairdryer under the stencil. Okay, here. Tish, just so that you feel better. She's always giving me a hard time because of my loud hairdryer. You're too impatient? I'm sorry. Well, Janice, then you might want to just rewind this live and just watch it again. if that helps. I don't know, maybe. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and close this out, and we will continue this tomorrow. And I'll also have another project we'll work on tomorrow. So, yeah. Check out the website, ClaraLawrence.com, for all the goodies there. And I will see you tomorrow's live Wednesday. Uh-oh, I'm doing the Tish arms. Sorry, Tish. I've been hanging around you too long. Hello. Anyway, so join me tomorrow, Wednesday at 3:30 p.m. Central for the next live. There you go. All right. Now it's the trick. How do I leave this thing? There we go.
You realize that